Hi, Rob. Yeah, that certainly turned into a contentious hearing. But look, there was a focus on influence on the U.S. elections, both foreign and domestic, heavily yesterday in the Capitol. In fact, there's some news, breaking news out of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, CBS, reporting that John Ratcliffe has told them that there was foreign influence from China, Iran, and Russia in November in the 2020 elections. However, that seems to contradict what the former director who was fired of CISA, Chris Krebs, said earlier about the election, statements he doubled down on yesterday during that hearing, saying that it still is the most secure election in American history. Listen.
The 2020 election was the most secure in U.S. history. That statement reflects the confidence these officials gained based on years of work.
But the intelligence community is learning more information regarding the 2020 election, according to a statement released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence yesterday, and announcing that it would not meet a December 18th deadline laid out in a 2018 executive order signed by President Trump, and providing a classified assessment of foreign interference. The statement saying, quote, the intelligence community has received relevant reporting since the election, and a number of agencies have not finished coordinating on the product. And while the media most often focuses on foreign influence, one group says the influence of U.S. oligarchs slide under the radar, especially one tech giant in particular.
Mr. Zuckerberg's funds flowing through charities paid for the election judges, paid for the satellite offices to turn out the vote, paid for the machines, and dictated the policies that undermine state law. It is government's job to manage elections, and it must do so without a thumb on the scale and without private interests dictating how those elections are to be implemented.
The Amistad Project unveiled a report yesterday outlining what they call a dark money apparatus made up of multiple nonprofits into which Zuckerberg and others funneled hundreds of millions of dollars into predominantly blue areas that helped pull Joe Biden over the line.
Here we have private money that was injected at the last minute by private entities.
Jeff Carlson told Newsmax the money incentivized public officials to break federal election law and went to pay salaries and buy equipment, among other means.
It purchased Dominion voting machines, tabulators. In Madison, there was a mobile precinct that was $250,000 went to a mobile precinct. There was ballot boxes, all kinds of equipment.
Machines that Krebs finally admitted were connected to the internet after pressure from Senator Johnson.
You know, as you move out from Election Day, there will be tabulators that may have internet connections to transmit the vote from the precinct to the county level to the state. Again, security controls in place, and as long as you have the paper, can't hack paper,
right.
You can run that process.
But those tabulators are connected on Election Day because that's how they transmit the data to the counties and also into the unofficial.
In some cases, yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay.
But is this infusion of big tech cash legal? Amistad's Phil Klein says no.
It shouldn't be allowed under U.S. law, and we believe it's currently not allowed under U.S. law. We don't need billionaires bidding to control election offices in the United States.
And in the high-stakes Senate runoff in Georgia, this quote-unquote dark money can make all the difference.
They're doing it again. The Zuckerberg money is flowing. The Center for Tech and Civic Life is doing the same thing. You have the same fear-mongering that COVID is what requires it, while really most of the funds are dedicated to turning out votes in the urban core for the Democrat candidate.
Klein also warned that if this kind of influence isn't addressed, what we'll have in the U.S. is a mere power struggle rather than a government that is truly representative of the people. Rob, Emma?
All right, thank you, Emerald. That is White House correspondent Emerald Robinson in Washington. Thank you.